host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
So how does the Giants roster building compare to the Super Bowl winners? Well, it's off a little bit. It's not they got some issues. They certainly have some issues. One thing is not one of them. I mean, they're a very young team. They have gotten older, okay, because they brought back Van Roten. We still got Mr. Graham Gano, right? And we just brought in Russell Wilson. So we have aged, and we Jameson Winston too, right? So although Gano might become a cap casualty, we might let him go, right? That's a possibility. But a few of the guys we brought back, or what Van Roten we brought back, a couple of the other quarterbacks we signed, brought up our age, right, a little bit. Right? We were like one of the youngest, second or third youngest team last season. Well, we got a little bit older this year, but you figure after this season, almost guaranteed, you can see maybe Gano is gone. It's even makes it into the season. Russell Wilson might be gone. Van Roten might be gone after this season's over with, right? But we are a very, very young team. All right, they got. All right, so this is interesting. All right, new data reveals how Giants roster building approach stacks up to Super Bowl winners. How have the Giants performed regarding key roster building metrics compared to the last 10 Super Bowl champions? You might be surprised. New York Giants general manager Joe Schoen is desperately trying to rebuild a roster that has underperformed in each of the last 2 seasons. With the draft in less than 3 weeks, it is hoped that if Schoen can produce another strong class, the franchise's misfortunes will turn around. However, some stats compiled by Pro Football Network on how the Giants roster has been assembled might cause some concern. Pro Football Network evaluated all 32 NFL rosters to see how the various teams' rosters were shaping up in categories such as homegrown players, free agents, trades, first-round pick, day 2 picks, day 3 picks, average roster age. So, here's how the Giants rank versus the last 10 Super Bowl winning teams. Homegrown talent. Giants, the homegrown talent is 45.8%, which is 22nd. Not good. Shane's plan when he was hired was to build a competitive roster via the draft, develop, and retain method, with free agency used to supplement it. But so far, the Giants haven't done a stellar job of that with him at the helm. All but 2 of the last 10 Super Bowl champions, the 2017 Eagles and the 2019 Chiefs, have ranked worse than the Giants in this category. Since Shane was hired, only 4 Giants have received multiple-year second contracts from the team. Quarterback Daniel Jones, Andrew Thomas, right? Of course. Dexter Lawrence, and Darius Slayton. Shane's predecessor, Dave Gettleman, drafted all 4 players and is well known now that Jones' contract was terminated early. To be fair, Shane's first draft class isn't ready for renewals until this year. But if we're also being fair, he could not reach new deals with safeties Julian Love and Xavier McKinney and running back Saquon Barkley, which were 3 very big losses at the time. Will he have better luck with his own draft picks? Of that 11-man group, outside linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau and receiver Wan'Dale Robinson might have the best chance of getting new multiple-year contracts. The rest of the class could see their situations go in the opposite direction, which is not good. Not good at all. I mean, that's a lot of things that the Giants, that don't wind up doing a lot of, right? Drafting the guys, keeping the guys. But a lot of that also has to do with, if every 2 years you got a new coach in here, right? He's like, I didn't draft those guys. Not the guys I want. Right? Gotta let them go. I mean, if you have consistency there, if you have the GM around for a long time, if you're able to have the coach around for a long time, right? Now, after 3, 4, 5 years rolls by, right? You still got the same coach there, the coach and the GM is like, we drafted these guys. Yeah, we'll keep them. But it's not the case. Free agency and trades, the Giants 54.2%, which is 11th. Giants have been too bad in this category. Last year, they landed outside linebacker Brian Burns, who made an impact on the defense. Offensive lineman John Runyon Jr., Greg Van Rote, and Jermaine Illuminor became starters on the offensive line. In the offseason, they beefed up their defensive secondary with cornerback Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland. They added defensive lineman Chauncey Golston, Jeremiah Ledbetter, and Roy Robertson Harris to the defensive front. They signed 2 guys, Stone Forsythe and James Hudson III, who have played the position before to compete for the swing tackle spot, and they added a lot of depth on special teams. When compared to the last 5 Super Bowl winners, the Giants' ranking in this category does not seem to show a gradual shift toward improvement. First rounders. Giants have 11.1%, which is 14th. Once again, like middle of the pack. Giants' recent first-round picks under Joe Schoen have been hit and miss. Thibodeau seems to be just border on the hit side, while tackle Evan Neal has been a miss so far. The jury is still out on cornerback Deonte Banks, but the Giants appear to have a massive hit with wide receiver Malik Neighbors, and it should be hopefully the same thing with their pick this season, pick number 3. Could be a huge hit. Only 3 Super Bowl teams, the 2017 Eagles, 2020 Bucs, and the 2024 Eagles, ranked higher than the Giants in this category. Day 2 picks, the Giants are 19.4%, which is 21st, which is not good. It's another category where the Giants have struggled to find sustainable talent. Their second and third round draft picks, particularly their third rounders, are mostly missed, which is absolutely, you can't have that. 2022, Shane's first draft, the best of the day 2 picks was wide receiver Wando Robinson, and it's not close. The third round that year yielded offensive lineman Joshua Zudu, who was yet to crack the starting lineup, and cornerback Cordell Flott, who couldn't hold on to the starting job he initially won that year. The 2023 group was worse. The jury is still out on center John Michael Schmitz, and the jury is missing on receiver Jalen Hyatt, who saw his snaps and opportunities decline from year 1 to year 2. That leaves 2024, which has been the best yet for the Giants. Second-round safety Tyler Nubin is an up-and-coming star, as his third-round cornerback Drew Phillips, who appears to have snapped a long dry spell of subpar Giants third-round picks. You ain't freaking kidding. The takeaways that could be argued in this case is that it's easier to hit on the first-round picks than on day 2 guys. Those who hit on day 2 picks have enjoyed success, as 7 of the last 10 Super Bowl teams have ranked 9th or higher, 2 of which the 2019 and 2022 Chiefs, ranking first in this category. So, all right, now we talk about day 3 picks and undrafted free agents. Giants are at 69.4%, which is 9th overall, which is good. Surprisingly, the Giants have done better with their last 10 than the last 10 Super Bowl teams in this category, which is even more challenging to get right the lower a team goes in the draft. It is crazy. Even the 2024 Eagles, whose general manager Howie Roseman typically puts on a masterclass in roster building, struggled in this category, ranking 29th. Roster building. He's a joke to me. Howie, the void years Roseman. All he does is he brings guys in, or he signs guys he can't afford and puts void years on them. That's one of the biggest reasons that their team is as good as it is. Among the Giants' top day three undrafted free agent picks has been tight end Theo Johnson, running back Tyrone Tracy Jr., and tight end Daniel Bellinger and Micah McFadden. Some of the promising undrafted free agents find that them contributed in games, including Elijah Chapman, Dante Turbo Miller, Tommy DeVito, Bryce Ford Wheaton, and Toman Fox. Their average age is 26.3, which is 10th, which is very good. Last year, the Giants opened the 2024 season with the 8th youngest roster, 25.7. They currently have the 10th youngest roster with an average age rising to 26.3 thanks to the additions of quarterback Russell Wilson, Jameson Winston, Graham Gano, Graham Gano and Greg Van Roten. Now, if they were to let Graham Gano go, that would obviously drop their roster age because Graham Gano, he just turned, today. Graham Gano is turning 38 years old today, April 9th. So he may not even make it to the opening day roster. Three other players, Chris Board, Austin Schlotman, and receiver Zach Pascal will be 30 by the end of the 2025 season. The last four Super Bowl winners have been getting younger, ranking among the top 10 youngest teams in average age. This represents a trend shift from 2015 to 2020. Like the other 31 NFL rosters, the Giants roster is still a work in progress, though it's also fair to say the Giants have a lot more work to do on their roster than some of the other teams. Yeah, you can say that. While no one expects the Giants to be one of the Super Bowl contenders this coming season, they need to be far more competitive. The hope is that the added experience combined with what they hopefully will be another solid draft class will get the arrow pointed in the right direction. Now, as I said, the one thing, that one huge thing is another solid draft class. That would be huge, really, really huge. The one thing, would be, like if they were to get their quarterback, say they take somebody in the second round, that they jump back into the first round, right? Is that quarterback going to be the quarterback in the future, or is that just another swing and a miss of the quarterback? But I said, pick number 3 has got to be, you got to knock that baby out of the park, right? And because the Titans are taking possibly Cam Ward at number 1, that's going to leave. There's only a couple real solid blue chippers in this draft. And the Giants will have a chance to get one of them. Good chance. So.